Hey everyone, welcome back to Advanced League Tips, a series where we do an in-depth analysis on all champions and what their abilities and kit might be capable of outside of the regular range of gameplay. This includes animation cancels, input buffering, as well as interactions between abilities, movement, and item actives. So today we're doing a one-take video instead of an edited video because Pantheon doesn't have too much that is interesting about him, but he does have one interesting interaction on his E. So let's just jump right into what that is. So his E by himself is in a target direction. He becomes invulnerable and attacks for 1.5 seconds, dealing X amount of physical damage. And if he has his passive Mortal Will applied, so when we get 5 stacks, he gets his passive, he gets additional movement speed, as you can see from that old Phage animation, when he slams his shield for the final attack on his E. Now, the interaction here is actually between all item actives. So when he uses his E, we'll start with Zhonya's Hourglass, and this also includes the item that Zhonya's builds into, which is Stopwatch. So if you're building Guardian Angel, this would be useful to know. You can activate E, and they become invulnerable, and the ability will continue to fire, as well as execute during the final slam of the ability. So looking at that a couple more times, cast E, become invulnerable, and you get the final slam as you see. Once more. And so that's useful to know in case you're ever in the middle of a team fight and you want to press E and become invulnerable and still get damage off while in combat. Now, looking at the item actives, we're going to look at the 3 mythics that have actives that would be applicable to Pantheon. First one would be Prowler's Claw. So Prowler's Claw, as we know from a previous video, gives a dash through an enemy champion and gives them increased damage taken from that particular champion, in this case would be Pantheon. So when you combine the two together, you can see that Pantheon's E actually stays active. Now, the way that this would necessarily be useful would be instead of Eing and then Eing forward and then negating all of your damage and becoming vulnerable to your backside, you could actually fast combo, not in that direction, but that would still work too. Cast your E backwards, and then you can cast Prowler's Claw through, and then that would put you in a position where you're actually facing the enemy champion. So looking at that one more time, cast E, Prowler's Claw through, and all instances of damage from both Prowler's Claw and from not Sunfire, Pantheon's E goes through. Now, looking at the other two, which would be Stridebreaker and Goredrinker, if you're looking to close the gap on an enemy, Stridebreaker gives you a little dash as well as a slow effect. The exact same concept applies. Cast E, dash forward, and it does not cancel the E's interaction. Let's take a look at that one more time. E into dash, and then more extended. And as you can see, that active does not cancel the E on there as well. Finally, taking a look at Goredrinker. This would be if you're in the middle of a bunch of people, or you're fighting, rather than gap closing or chasing a team. If you have Goredrinker and you're somebody who's going to be in the middle of fights, rather, you can do the same thing. So Goredrinker, you just stand there and get the spin animation, as we've seen from a previous item breakdown video. And then with the combo together, it looks like this. So we move around with E, activate Goredrinker in the middle, and it activates the E and keeps it going as well without canceling. One more time. And then you can also fast combo it together. And that's how Pantheon's E works in addition to other items. Well, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching, and we will see each other again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.